One thing that I love to talk about on the YouTube channel, guys, is not only just Call of Duty in general, but the future of Call of Duty and where this series could be going, down the line. And what I want to talk about in this segment of the show is a wish list, something that I, as well as Golden, would like to see. And obviously, our lists are going to probably be a little bit different. There might be similarities, but we're going to go and have a number of things that we want to see added to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, added potentially maybe to Warzone, or added to future Call of Duties down the road. So let's get into it. So for me, guys, at number one, I want to see the return of the intervention, my favorite weapon in Call of Duty. The intervention, guys, the sniper rifle is really where I got my. It's a weapon that I use the most in Modern Warfare 2. I mean, it's pretty much what started everything for me. A lot of people started in COD 4. I played COD 4 from played the campaign, didn't really touch the multiplayer until later on, but MW2 is where I really started playing the multiplayer experience. And when I started, my brother got me into sniping and then trick shotting eventually. But so when it came to sniping, the intervention, obviously the Barrett and, some of these other weapons were okay, but the intervention was something about the intervention. Well, we really haven't had all these Call of Duties later. We've had people wanting the intervention for so long. It was added to, it was like COD Online or something, which not everyone had access to. And people really wanted to see it because that was like a hybrid Call of Duty that was very popular over in China. And people really wanted to see the intervention return. But for some reason, Activision and just the developers, I don't know if it's Activision, I don't know if it's developers, but they just never added the intervention, to any of these titles, and even as a weapon that you could, unlock at some point down the road. And so what I'd like to see is, we're not going to probably see it with Black Ops Cold War because obviously the intervention came with Modern Warfare 2, which was made by Infinity Ward. But could we see it return in its true form, potentially in Call of Duty 2021? So that's number one for me, guys. I'd love to see the intervention return in a major way. Golden, what would be your number one thing you'd like to see in Call of Duty?
Okay, so my number one is a branching storyline in the campaign, something that Black Ops 2 and Black Ops Cold War had done. Is something that I would like to see more of in Call of Duty, where all your choices throughout the game have an effect, whether you kill a certain character in it or you don't. I would love to see that actually have a pivotal role in the ending of a COD. So let's say it was MW, right? And you could either spare. Did you finish MW's campaign? Actually, I want to ask you.
Yeah. Your Call of Duty Modern Warfare?
Yeah, the new 2019.
Yes, I did.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. So, obviously, at the end, you kill like that Russian dude, and I wanted to see another story where like you could have spared his life, and then it would have led to an alternate ending, potentially like a Russian coup in the government or something along those lines. I think that would have been very interesting, and I kind of would like to see that. So I would definitely put multiple endings as my number one.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely something that I would certainly be interested in seeing. Maybe obviously they kind of teased it here with Black Ops Cold War. We could certainly maybe see that in the future. Number two for me, guys, is a map. I want to see Standoff return. It's my favorite map ever in Call of Duty. Came out in Black Ops 2, which I believe, like I said earlier in the show, my favorite Call of Duty ever made. I believe it was absolutely incredible from campaign to multiplayer. The whole experience for me was absolutely awesome. And Standoff, guys, I just thought it was the perfect map for any type of play style, whether you're talking sniping, which is what we did a lot of, trick shotting, which we did a lot of as well, from a competitive, map to pub stomping map to pretty much everything all around. Standoff was perfect in my personal opinion. Now, obviously, there's other maps I'd love to see return as well, but Standoff would be the main one that I would like to see. I mean, you could say it could be revamped, remastered, something along those lines. I'd love to see that return There's been talk that maybe it was going to return in Black Ops Cold War. Maybe it's going to return at some point or another, in a future Call of Duty. It's hard to say, but it's definitely one that's been requested, along with, of course, Raid, Slums. I know Slums came back, but, Raid. I mean, there's a number of maps out there, guys, that people want to see return of. For me, it's absolutely Standoff. Golden, what's number 2 for you?
The map Hijacked from BO2. So that map is iconic to many. There are so many internet posts about it every single day, being like, oh yeah, you should revamp this, bring it back. And I do think that they could fit it into Cold War. They can make a specialized map. It was just a basic yacht map, which was a three-way, which was, what's it called, a 3-lane map, which is a very normal type. But it being on the water could actually do stuff now in Black Ops Cold War, as they have swimming mechanics, and you can actually go through the water and jump onto other ships, which I would like to see. And that would be very interesting. Plus, that map was by far my favorite of probably any COD, maybe next to NW2's Rust. But obviously, we already have that. So I would definitely be fine with it coming back.
Yeah, Hijack's a great map, without a doubt. For me, guys, at number 3, this is kind of transitioning from just a normal play styles and such of Call of Duty to the esports scene. For me, guys, one thing that, and this probably might be a little bit controversial because some people feel a certain way about this, because Call of Duty esports has been pretty much one way, that being controller players being able to, obviously dominate the scene. I would like to see the esports side, or the CDL, the Call of Duty League, I want to see it transition from controller to PC. And the main reason for that, guys, is because, look, consoles obviously they're great. I play Xbox, I've got a PlayStation. I have no problem with the playing on controller, but I do believe that you are going to draw a huge amount of other players that are foreign, whether you're talking from Europe to Korea, that would play Call of Duty, because they're, obviously PC is dominant over all the consoles and such. So I would love to see the esports side slowly transition, and we're getting the rumblings. We're hearing that people are going to be able to start playing on PC, but with the controller. And so there's a lot of talk that they may be transitioning to PC. I think it would be best for the CDL and the Call of Duty esports scene as a whole. We have a lot of great, personalities in Call of Duty right now, who we have the best personalities in any, esport in the world, and it's not even close. But I think as these personalities in the CDL, as they're starting to age, the Scumpies of the world, Crim 6, a number of these guys are, going to be retiring. They're on the back end of their career. I think it's time to make that transition to PC. You're still going to have the personalities, and I think it's going to actually really make Call of Duty esports global, not just a real, dominant in the North American region. That's my number 3. What is yours, Golden?
My number 3 is that our maps that are not just 3 lanes. Obviously, that can be achieved now, mainly in Cold War. We have seen it, mainly with the map Armada, where you can go through the water, swim underneath the boats, blow up other people. It's a very interesting concept I would like to see expanded on, as I find 3-lane maps very easy because people can just camp in one corner, and unless you already have been killed by them multiple times, you're most likely just going to keep on getting taken out by them, and that could potentially lose you a match. And the main thing is, when it's not 3 lanes, that normally is not as big of an issue. So that's what I would like to see, just because it hasn't really been seen since, I believe, Advanced Warfare or Ghosts, which had massive maps. So yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, definitely. At number 4 for me, guys, this is another, probably going to be controversial, but I kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier in the show. I want to see Extinction return. Extinction, guys, to me, was a very fun mode. As I had kind of, stated earlier, I loved the concept that you could beat it. But I think that they didn't really give it, that being Activision and Infinity Ward, they didn't really give it much of a chance, I guess you could say, outside of Ghosts. So I would really like to see Extinction return, whether it's in the next title by Infinity Ward or at some point or another down the road. I thought it was a great rival to Zombies. I just don't think it was ever given enough content in there. After you beat it, you might not play it again. And that's why I think multiple modes would have been great for something like Extinction. So I'd love to see that return, like an Extinction 2.0, something of that nature, and it's really expanded upon. It could be something really special. What would be number 4 for you, Golden?
My number 4 is kind of similar to yours, however, it relates to Zombies. I like seeing casual-based maps because, like I said earlier, Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 had veered away from that, and now, after over 2 games since BO2, we are making a return to casual-based maps, which is something that I enjoy. I never was a big fan of BO3 and BO4 because of those types of maps. So I would like to be able to play it with my friends who don't just go for Easter eggs and have an amazing time on the game instead of having to build Pack-a-Punch, do a bunch of steps to do this one very tiny thing that has a very minor role in the story. So yeah, that's something that I would like to see.
Personally. Right. Yeah. I see where you're coming from. I have one more. I don't know if you have another one, Golden, but I have one more, and it kind of is along the same lines as, with Extinction and such. And this, once again, could be somewhat controversial. Guys, I'd like to see, and we'll be talking later on in the show about this, I'd like to see a Call of Duty Ghost 2. And look, the main reason for that, and I say that because we were left on what could be the biggest cliffhanger of all time in Call of Duty with Call of Duty Ghosts 1. And look, I get it. The multiplayer definitely was not... it was not a great multiplayer experience. Some people really enjoyed it. I didn't think that the multiplayer experience was great, but I think that there were certain elements of Ghost that I think there was something there. And so I think, guys, that even though I love Modern Warfare, I love Black Ops, and it seems like everything's kind of pointing to Activision just wants to move forward with those two franchises, or I guess you could say those two sub-series in the overarching franchise that is Call of Duty. Sounds like they're just going to go back and forth between Modern Warfare and Black Ops. Sure, those are the two that are the most popular. But for me personally, if we're talking about our wish list here, I'm not saying that they have to make a ton of Call of Duty Ghost titles, but I would like to see a true continuation to see what happens in that story. And I think that they could definitely, with what they know now, I think Infinity Ward could make something pretty cool with Call of Duty Ghosts 2. So that would be my last. Do you have anything else, Golden?
Yeah, so what I would like to see is actually Call of Duty visit a time period that we haven't ever gone to. We've gone to the future and we've gone slightly into the past. What I would like to see is more of like a World War One style COD. That would be very interesting to me, as that is something that has never been explored outside of Battlefield, which I played Battlefield 1. It's a fun game, but obviously I would like to see it get put into COD. They could potentially even link it into the Black Ops storyline. Call of Duty Black Ops 1914 or something like that. I would enjoy playing that a lot.
Yeah, I think that's great. They've done so much. I'm sure that there is, there's still a lot to be done in my personal opinion as well. But with that, guys, what do you all think? What would be your wish list from the standpoint of what are the things that you guys would want to see in a Call of Duty, whether we're talking currently like in Black Ops Cold War, or what would you want to see in a future Call of Duty? Let us know in the comment section down below. And for more Call of Duty content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.